Hello, this is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. Today we have an unusual vehicle here. It's a 94 S600 4-door long version from Japan, and this is the right-hand drive vehicle, which is what makes it quite unusual because we don't have many of these kind of cars in the United States. So yeah, this is pretty cool actually. And we're gonna go over this vehicle and see what's needed to be done. Some work was done and stuff, and you know, you need to document everything here. Now, the vehicle has 60,000 kilometers, which is 60 or 70,000. It's not many. So if we look at the key is kind of falling apart. That's to be taken care of. Let's see the mileage, 66,000 kilometers right there. Yeah, this is pretty low. I don't remember what is it in miles, but it is what it is. Now, the instrument cluster here was sort of modified. I don't know, they probably did it out there in Japan because SRS light itself was moved over where check engine would be. This car would not have check engine. You know, European versions, but nonetheless we have to work on that. Just pulled out the insert just to see what's happening. Now the radio was replaced, as I was told. The old radio is laying there. Other than that, the car is pretty much all there. It's in really nice shape for the mileage, of course. The headliner also one color, everything very nice. Pillars, C pillars, B pillars, A pillars, all same colors in the interior, and two-tone seats, of course. Although in 94 they usually are single tone, but here is a two-tone interior with black headliner, which is kind of unusual setup, I guess. So most of the car is here, everything is here, everything kind of, most of the stuff works. Okay, so first thing of business is the door locking pump. That was bad, so I fixed it, which is it was a rare pump because this particular pump had anti-theft built in it, and the board was bad. Here's the old board. Now it has this very pin that regular pumps don't have, and this pump is a sort of a hybrid. The top of it was with the newer style connectors, but the actual plate on the bottom is the old style connector. So I had some pumps laying around, so I found the board that's similar, and I had to transplant the top portion from original pump, and I actually had to delete this anti-theft system because my pump did not have this pin. I don't know, it's like weird hybrid kind of situation, but nonetheless it works now. Door locks work because that's the first thing that you want. Can't really have this car to open and close door locks by hand. It's just really annoying. Each and every door you have to do. This is just too bad. So that was first order of business. Soft close does not work. That is to be dealt with later, but at least can open and close the car, all doors at once. This door lock actuator is leaking. That is actually known. You can hear it hissing. All the other ones work okay. Mirrors work, windows work, so wipers work. I mean, it's a low mileage vehicle, but what has to be done is the wiring, of course. So let's take a look under the hood here real quick. Well, my videos are not very, they're never real quick, to be honest. I always say that, but they become minutes and minutes long. All right, so right-hand drive car, everything is shifted. You got the steering box on this side, you got the fuse box on that side, and then you got the computer box on the other side. So that's kind of strange arrangement. Well, I'm not used to this kind of stuff because we have everything, you know, all American cars. Computer boxes on this side, the fuse boxes on that side, and obviously brake booster and all that good stuff. So this is pretty unusual, pretty cool actually. Let's take a look real quick in the engine just to see what's going on there. And the engine is extremely clean. It's in extremely nice shape, well, given the miles, you know. Power steering is low. It's probably leaking somewhere. Slight leakage because power steering does work. Upper harness was replaced. You can see the stickers here. So upper harness replaced. I did these throttle bodies, rebuild those. These are my looms. Very familiar looking because many of them done like this. Both sides, because this car would go into limp mode and now it does not. So that was done. And oops, the computer box arrangement is different also because in American cars this computer starts right here, and here we have the blank, and then we have the blank back here. This car has hydraulics in the back, but it does not have adaptive dampening system, which is also unusual. American versions, US versions, all V12s came with adaptive dampening, and this one has a suspension, just a regular S500, just the hydraulics in the back, regular shocks up front, not the shocks that we find in US bound cars that have solenoids to adjust the dampening for comfort and sport ride, if you will. That's what they were in US bound cars, and this one doesn't have the system, which is, I guess, for the good. Not really. I never, you know, on all my cars I never really use sport setting. I like how these cars run nice and soft. Okay, the problem area here, some things were disassembled before me, so I don't know, this is how I got it. Problem area are obviously these wires here, right? So we got crumbling insulation on the mass airflow sensor cables, and they run also unusual way, not what I'm used to, not the way I'm used to, but they obviously run this side. Somebody tried to do something here. You can see some tape here, pretty hideous looking, but nonetheless it's here. All these wires, I don't even know where grounds go because they just keep going, but that doesn't matter to me. I find my ground where I need to find it to make my life easier, not where these leads. I don't care for these wires. I'm gonna cut them all out. But that is that. And also quick detail here, these cars came with 2 air conditioners and 2 heaters, one in the back, one in the front, and somebody disconnected the rear portion of the air conditioner system, which is this pipe right here, and also the high side is also unplugged. I don't know what was that done for, but there is a cap on it right over there, pretty down low. Nonetheless, front AC seemed to be still connected, so that is the next thing also to be checked on this vehicle, because there is no gas in this car, so this has to be vacuumed and checked for any leaks. So these wires are going to be done. The next would be the lower harness down under. That one I don't think I can show on camera, but down deep in there is oil pressure switch, oil pressure sensor, if you will, and that wire is bad. So if that wire is bad, then whatever wire is under the car will be also bad. And because it's a right-hand drive car, the lower harness is different from US bound cars. Most likely it goes over in the metal tube. I've seen a couple of these from Australia, I think, or New Zealand. Somebody shipped me one of those things and I saw it. I took a look at it, and there was this like metal pipe that goes across transmission base. So I'm not about to remove that pipe. It's just too much to feed the wires through. I'll do probably some other ways versus pulling that pipe off. The upper transmission bolts have to be undone. Too much work. So that's that. And basically that's all for now. I mean, I don't know if these wipers do work, if these work, no idea. I never tried them. These wires seem to be loose. I don't know why, because you can see some tape was put in here all around. Fans do work, but it's kind of not looking too pretty. Obviously somebody did something here. There is a theory of mine that it might have been the resistor, that is inline resistor, like a Sharpie marker looking resistor, like a little tube, and they always go bad, so they probably went to the older style resistors that you find here. the regular ceramic ones, small metal ones over ceramic insulators. And that's the old school stuff that never fails versus the one that looks like Sharpie marker. That one always fails. That is that. All right, well, I have my work cut out in front of me for this, but other than that, the car doesn't really need much. It's in really good condition. And all these wires is a standard situation that you find on all these cars, so there's no point. I mean these wires are not produced no more, so I'm going to repair them. I already made my own pigtails. Let me show you the pigtails real quick, and I have to park this car the other way around so I can work on them. These are my new pigtails that I'm going to solder in. Right, so yeah, that's gonna be a fun project, but it needs to be done, because once those wires short, there might be a big problem. And if the readings are wrong because of the shorts, in severe case, you can actually seize the engine. So that's very important to have those wires not shorting, that's for sure. If they're open circuit, no big deal. I mean, engine will run lean, I think, for the most part. But if they short and if it runs very rich, then you can seize the engine out. Oil will be washed away from cylinder walls by extra fuel that's being injected into the engine, and obviously your pistons will be running on gasoline and versus oil. Inside the car, like I said, there's not much for me to do. Door locking pump is already done. Maybe this actuator will be replaced, and then we have some other things to do. But anyway, we'll continue as I go. All right, so this is all. Victor here, RestoreYourMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.